Hello and welcome. My name is Bree. There's an old Chinese proverb that says people in the West are always preparing to live. And that when we think about the anxious mind, that is precisely what we are doing. We're always thinking, if this happens, then I'll be happy. Or when I get this, then I'll be at ease. And it's this constant chase. Right? We're chasing after the what ifs or the what could be's. And by doing that, miss out on the present moment of what life truly has to offer. And it's hard when we've become conditioned to think in this way, like there's something to fix, right? That advertising and culture and media tries to prove to us that we lack something, that we should be insecure. And it leads us to play this like cat and mouse game, right? Of just constantly chasing after what we don't have, when really we have it all within us. There's this story of like the man sitting on a treasure chest, right? But isn't aware of it. He's sitting on this chest and someone walks by him and says, have you ever opened it up to see what's in there? And he never did until that person brought it to his attention. And once he opened it up, he found that there was this massive treasure hidden inside. And that's us, right? There's this beautiful, intelligent wisdom that lives within each and every one of us, this vessel. And we so desperately try to find things outside of ourselves to make ourselves whole, when really it's been here all along. And so for our practice today, we'll kind of take this into our feeling body, right? Of what it's like to let things be here, to invite them and have them have a seat at the dinner table, but also remembering that it's not permanent, that they're allowed to be here without completely taking over and consuming. And so we'll take a moment to connect with ourselves and let that percolate and settle in. Maybe finding a nice comfortable seat in a cross-legged position, Sukhasana. Maybe rolling the shoulders down and back, rooting down through both sit bones, closing the eyes if that feels comfortable. And just taking a couple breaths to observe what's here. One of the best things that we say, if you want someone to become anxious, tell them not to think about it. Kind of similar to if you've heard of the pink elephant, right? If I say, don't think about a pink elephant, you automatically start thinking about a pink elephant. And so the goal is not to get rid of it or to not think of it, but to sit with it, to sit with the discomfort without running away from it. Good. Inhale, float the arms up, gaze up, eyes open, reaching up, and we'll just come into some lateral movement here. Exhale, right hand plants, left hand reaches over towards the right, and we'll move gently with breath. So on an inhale, let that inhale float you up. As you exhale, plant the left hand, right hand reaches over. So a few times with breath, just to wake up the body, feel in, let the breath move you. So an inhale lifts you up, floats you up and over, and an exhale lowers you down. And feel that stretch in the side body. And so letting this movement be breath-led and having it be as fast or as slow as you'd like. Maybe if your natural speed is fast, try going a little bit slower to really just notice the subtleties of the body and breath. And then next inhale, we'll meet in center. This time, inhale, arms go wide, reaching up over towards the top. And then exhale, rotate towards the right, finding a gentle twist here, dropping the shoulders down the back. Chest pulls forward slightly, grounding down through the sit bones, finding length in the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. This big vertical line of energy. And then on your next exhale, leave the left hand on the right knee and then bring the right hand over on top of the left arm. So right hand comes to left knee. And then drop the chin towards the chest, round the back. And maybe find a gentle sway here. So just breathing into the back body. Maybe finding a sway. Feeling a nice opening in the upper back. And then inhale, halo the arms overhead. And then open up the arms, cactus, chest wide. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We'll do that on the other side. Inhale, fingers spread wide as the arms reach up overhead. And then exhale, twist over towards the left. Roll the shoulders down and back. Chest comes forward just slightly. And again, sensing into that vertical line of energy from the sit bones, grounding down through the spine, back of the neck, reaching through the crown of the head. Steady breath. And this time we'll bring the left hand over and across. So left hand comes to right knee. Drop the chin down towards the chest as the back rounds. Scapula spread. And feel a nice opening in the back of the heart. Breathing here, creating some expansion as you inhale. And exhale, releasing. Maybe finding sway or stillness. Just creating space. On your next inhale, halo the arms over the head and opening them up into a cactus, finding some opening in the chest. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Great. Let's make our way into child's pose. So hips to heels, arms extend long out in front, dropping forehead down, taking a beat here in child's pose. And then we'll find a few waves of the spine through rolling cat-cow. This is one of my personal favorites. And then inhale, we'll press down through the shins, the hands as the back rounds, puffing up into cat. And then exhale, soft bend in the elbows, belly drops, and then the hips send back to the heels. A couple times like this. Inhale, down, you up into cat. And then exhale, soft bend in the elbows, belly drops, chest lifts, and then make your way back into child's pose. Once more, inhale, rounding into cat. And then exhale, coming through cow into child's pose. This time we're going to find a little bit of a bird dog variation. So we're going to inhale through cat and then extend opposite arm, opposite leg, letting them float up, and then exhale, release them back down as you sit back child's pose. So inhale, we're kind of coming through cat as we extend opposite arm, opposite leg, and then exhale, releasing them down, child's pose. A couple more times on each side. Not worrying too much about alignment, just letting the limbs float up with the breath and gently lower down. Good. Let's do twice more on each side, just letting this be breath initiated and letting it look however it looks. We show up in different bodies every day, and so it's going to look different every day. Last time on this side, and we'll meet in child's pose. Full round of breath in, and exhale, let it go. Inhale yourself up through cat, coming into tabletop. Tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out, find a wiggle, find a wag. Maybe sending the heels over towards the left and getting a little bit of a side body stretch here. More weight into the left hand, maybe coming up onto right fingertips. And this is just an option. You can do whatever feels nourishing in your body. If you do like this, maybe then sending the heels over towards the right. And then feeling into the left side body, coming up onto left fingertips. Bending into the knees. And then coming back to center. Heels drop down towards the ground. And gaze up at the hands, and however you'd like to get to the top of the mat, we'll meet there in a forward fold. And so whatever this looks like for you today, you do you. And then we'll meet in a forward fold, maybe keeping a soft bend in the knees. And if you'd like, gently rocking the head, yes or no. Releasing some tension in the neck, because this is a main spot where we humans carry a lot of tension and stress. So just letting it go. Good. And then we'll slowly roll ourselves up. So pressing down through the feet so much as you inhale, it begins to lift you up. Arms go wide, reaching up overhead, spine stacks, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Release the hands down towards the side. Taking a full round of breath in as we let the sand settle, as we meet in a standing position. Allowing this transition. And then go ahead and take a big step back with the right foot, finding crescent lunge. So bending into both knees, arms reach up overhead. And then finding some length in the spine here. And then on your next exhale, wave the arms back as the hips go back. Crown of the head reaches forward. So fingertips reaching behind as the crown of the head reaches forward, finding this counterbalance here. And then inhale yourself back to crescent lunge. Good. So we'll move here a little bit differently. Your choice, coming back into arrowhead, or on your next exhale, sprinkling the fingers down to meet the mat, maybe just in front of the foot. Keep a soft bend in that left knee, and we'll move into standing split or L shape. So your choice. Breathing here, feeling a nice stretch in the back of the left leg. And then moving with breath. So on an exhale, bend both knees and bring knee to knee in a Shiva squat. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to knee. And then inhale, lengthen. This time we're going to exhale, bend both knees. Right shin is going to come to plant on the mat, and we'll have a seat on the right heel. Left hand wraps around the shin, the left shin. And then inhale, right hand lifts, coming into Abhaya Mudra. This gesture of fearlessness. And maybe even instead, this gesture of courageousness. Right? I'll turn around to show you what it looks like. To have the courage to stay, right? To be with whatever's here. To stay present. And to be curious. And so breathing into the heart, breathing into the center of the right palm. This powerful gesture. And then release the hands back down to the mat. And we'll come back through standing splits. So inhaling, lifting yourself up. Head drops down as the toes reach up. And then we're going to make our way into warrior two. So gently releasing that back foot down and opening up warrior two. So adjusting the feet if needed. Relaxing the shoulders down the back. Fingertips reach out. And then once more, let's move with breath. So maybe inhale, lengthening that left leg as you bring the arms in towards the heart center. So curling in. And then exhale, release back into warrior two. Twice more like this. Inhale, lengthening and bringing that energy in. And then exhale, maybe extending that loving energy out. Inhale, bringing that loving energy in. And exhale, sending it out to the world. Inhale, flip the front palm, come back, reverse warrior. And then exhale, warrior two. We'll make our way into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So extend, or rather lengthen, that left leg and get long on both sides of the body. Send the right hips, send the hips back as the torso reaches forward. And then let that left hand fall wherever it falls. And coming into triangle pose. And neck can be positioned wherever you'd like. Breathing deeply here. And then exhale, bend the knee and come back up through warrior two. And then inhale, find length, toes point in slightly as heels turn out. And then exhale, find a wide-legged forward fold. Maybe deep bend in the knees. Finding a little bit of a wiggle or a wag. And then we'll turn ourselves towards the back of the mat, runner's lunge, and step the left foot up to meet the right. Forward fold. Letting it go. And then deep bend in the knees, press down through the feet. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. This time we'll inhale the arms up, step the left foot back, find our crescent lunge. And checking that knee is stacked over ankle. drawing belly in towards spine, and shoulders relax away from the ears. And then exhale, release the hands, wave them back, hips go back, crown of the head reaches forward, finding length, noticing the back of the neck. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, crescent lunge. And moving into that little bit of a balance challenge here, your option to stay in arrowhead or come into standing splits. On your next exhale, wave the hands down, planting them down on the mat. Soft bend in that standing leg as the left toes reach up towards the sky. Breathing into the back of the right leg. And then exhale, coming into that Shiva squat. So bending both knees, knee to knee. And then inhale, lengthen. Twice more. Exhale, knee to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Letting it pour out. This time, exhale, bend that left knee, coming to a seat on that left shin, left heel. Right hand wraps around the right shin, and then left hand lifts, palm faces forward, Abhaya Mudra. Taking a moment just to breathe in here. Let it all soak in. Maybe bringing the attention to the center of the palm and breathing into that space. Release the hands back down to the mat and making our way through standing splits. And then release that foot down and making our way into Warrior Two. Strength in the legs, strength in the arms, pressing down through all four corners of the feet. And then once more, we'll move with breath. So inhale, finding length, bringing that energy in towards heart center. And then exhale, sending it out. Inhale, find length, gather the energy at the heart. And then exhale, let it go. Inhale, last time here. Exhale, send that love out. Inhale, flip the front palm, come back, reverse warrior, gazing at the hand. And then exhale, Warrior Two. We'll find Trikonasana, triangle pose. So lengthening that front leg, hips go back as the torso and arm reaches forward, and allowing that right hand to fall wherever it falls. Maybe it comes to a block. Drawing the shoulder blades together on the back. And gaze can be wherever is comfortable for the neck. Big breath here. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and bend that front knee and windmill back, Warrior Two. And this time we'll come to center in Goddess pose. So toes turned out slightly, heels in. And just sinking the hips a little bit. Coming to a place that feels good in your hips. Maybe it's sinking them really low or staying up a little bit higher. And then finding a sway here. We're all about movement. It doesn't have to be static. Maybe letting the arms move about however they want to flow. Or even seeing if you'd like to place the hands somewhere on the body. Maybe hand to heart, hand to belly. And just doing whatever feels nice and welcoming in the body. And once again, it doesn't have to look any certain way. That our yoga practice doesn't have to be another place where we have to perform. That it can just be whatever it is. And I often say, the weirder, the better. Good. And then we'll meet in stillness, maybe slowly winding it down. And heel toe the feet in a little closer. And we'll end with a pranayama, a breath practice, a breathing practice. And it's this 4-part breath where it's called breath of joy. And so it's going to be 3 short inhales and then 1 exhale. And so to really fill the body up with those inhales, fill up our lungs, and then exhale, let it go. As I have said before, the breath is the language of the nervous system. And so can we speak the language of our nervous system to really tap into what we need in the moment? So the arm movements for this breath would be good to demonstrate as well, as it's going to look like this. So inhale up, inhale out, inhale up, and then exhale, just send it. So we'll do that about 5 times. And you can go at your own pace or follow along with me, whatever feels good for your body. So we'll begin. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Maybe the tongue sticks out on the exhale. Twice more. Last time. And coming to standing, taking a moment, observing what you feel. Maybe arms rest along the side of the body. Maybe they find a place to rest on the body. And just orienting yourself to what's here, what's present. Maybe that's attention on the heartbeat. Maybe that's noticing the floor beneath the feet, the breath flowing in and out. And that's the biggest thing with anxiety, is being able to shift our attention, change our perspective, and discover the self that lies beneath all the protective mechanisms, all the armor, the masks. To not run away from, but allow ourselves to be fully and completely, unapologetically alive, to be who we are. And maybe gathering hands at heart center. Thank you, thank you, thank you for practicing with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. Let me know in the comments what maybe felt most resonant in your body. And I look forward to practicing with you again somewhere on your mat. Namaste.